Hello, good day, good morning, good evening. Where are you in the world? This is John Adolphi with the Lost World Museum, and we are here live on YouTube, ready to present to you an exciting presentation on the Megafauna. What is the Megafauna? You're probably wondering. It is a weird word. Fauna is a weird word. Megafauna means large animals. We're going to be doing a series, actually a two-part series on it. This is going to be part one. I was going to fit all 5 animals into this thing, but I'll tell you what, we got more to say about the woolly mammoth than I had really imagined. So we're going to be doing that on Christmas Day. We'll do the 4 other animals. Let me just give you a quick preview. How would you like to know about a 10-foot bird, a 10-foot monkey, an 11-foot long lion? How would you like to know about these things and more when we share part 2? But today we're going to talk about the woolly mammoths. They are awesome. And just to give you an idea of who we are, what we do, we ask the provocative yet important and timely question, where did we come from? Apes, aliens, or Adam? And so in the context of those 3 worldviews, we look at evidence. And although I am a young earth creationist, we will give interpretations, whether we agree with them or not, from an alien perspective, and that doesn't happen very often, but of course the evolutionary perspective. And today we're going to be doing a little bit of that. We're going to give you the creationist and evolution perspective on the mammoth, the death of the mammoth, some of the theories on how they died, and how they all got frozen up there in the tundra up in Alaska and Siberia, Russia. All right, so Megafauna, the large animals. Do you see those right there? Yeah, we're going to talk about the 8-foot beaver. This is our next program. We're going to talk about the kangaroo as well, too. I'll throw that one in there. To scale, that's what it looks like. All right, so Megafauna is, like I say, is a very weird word that just means large mammals or large animals. Now, scientists have the Megafauna somewhere in the Pleistocene and even before that. And those eras may be Greek to most people, and that's okay, but we're going to give you the timelines. That should be a little bit more relevant. I'm going to give you the evolutionary timeline and the creationist timeline. The megafauna, or the large animals, cropped up going back as far as 5 million years ago to approximately 11 to 10,000 years. It seems like they all kind of like are gone, which is very telling and very interesting. Why would it that within a very short period of time, it appears, that you would get a mass extinction? Well, that's what is happening. And so from a creationist standpoint, it differs a little bit. The megafauna most likely occurred in and they're still not 100% sure, some local disasters perhaps, we don't know. But 4,000 years ago is when they have that. It happened after the worldwide flood. And the worldwide flood happened 4,500 years ago. The megafauna wipeout, so to speak, happened somewhere around 4,000 years ago. They were there, now they're not. And like I said, the large beaver, the mammoths, kangaroo, large creatures. All right, so today we are going to talk about the woolly mammoth. And the woolly mammoth is fascinating, and I'll explain to you in just a reason why. There you go. And a lot of the woolly mammoth we're going to talk about is from Siberia, Russia. We have some artifacts here today. We've got some tusks and some fur and a mammoth tooth that we're going to show you. This is the real deal. These are not replicas. These are the real things from the permafrost in Siberia, more specifically Yakutsk, Russia. Probably one of the coldest places on the planet. There's a map right here of where in the United States, or North America, I should say, where the mammoths have been found. You will notice, look at this, Florida. There's mammoths found in Florida. And even in New York State, they have found tusks or mammoth remains here, even in the local area where I live in Oswego County. Interesting. You can see that there are 2 types of mammoths. There's the Columbia mammoth, and those seem to be found in the drier areas. And then there's the woolly mammoth. Now, the Columbia mammoth is you can see down in Texas, and you find a lot of fossils in Texas. In Texas and Colorado, I mean, and it goes up to the northern part of the United States as well too, all the way to the west coast. Isn't that interesting? And you can see in Baja California they found mammoths. Down in Mexico, in the I should say the southern part of Mexico, getting on towards Central America, they have found them. Interesting. So look at Alaska. That's where you find them frozen. And if we had a world map, you could just head on over to Siberia, Russia, and you would see them as well too. And that's where they find a ton of them. Some have suggested that there's as many as 50 million. Some people think that is a little bit too optimistic, that maybe there's hundreds of thousands, but nevertheless, there's a lot of carcasses there. Matter of fact, the Ivory Industry, and I don't know everything there is to know about the Ivory Industry, but they have the Ivory Industry has shifted to a place called Yakutsk, Russia. Yakutsk, Russia is where they find a tremendous amount of mammoth remains, and the hunger for ivory is so huge. This industry in Russia of taking these mammoth tusks and harvesting them from the permafrost. And what is permafrost? Sure, permafrost is a frozen muck, basically. And you will find everything conglomerated in this frozen muck. I mean, really, it looks like somebody just took either a bunch of snow and ice and dumped it on this area and everything then just sank into the mud, or somebody just came in with a steamroller full of mud and just covered everything and then everything froze, The mammoths are found sometimes intact. A lot of times their bones are disarticulated. Now, scientists would say that disarticulation was due to animals carrying off the bones or whatever. Disarticulation can also suggest catastrophism, that something ripped them apart in the throes of their death. But again, some are found standing up, some are found laying down, some are found are relatively intact. Just a fun fact, the first one they found was in 1799. It was the first woolly mammoth skeleton that was found. They have since found carcasses well preserved in the ice and also in the permafrost. So they can use the tusks, and let me show you what a mammoth tusk looks like. And looks a little bit like a tree, doesn't it? And that is a 4,000-year-old mammoth tusk. According to creationists. Evolutionists, this would be a 10,000-plus-year-old mammoth tusk. And I wish these came together, but they're not. And these came from Yakutsk, Russia. And what's interesting about it is, and I'll set these down here for just right now, is that they... Well, I don't want to give away their secrets, but they have to, they have to be careful, I guess, up there as far as how they distribute these things. Let me share with you. Now, again, they go in with fire hoses, and they will spray the mud, the frozen mud, away from the bank, similar to the way they have mined gold in in Alaska and Yukon by spraying the banks down. Well, these are permafrost banks, so they're frozen. And in them is what they find. And here's another photo. Oh, I'm going to show you. Yeah, check this out. They also find them under lakes, frozen lakes. show you in a second some of the other things that we have. Mammoth fur, let's talk about that. One of the things that they do find in Russia is carcasses intact. And when they do, the skin gets sent off to the university, but the hair doesn't. And I'm going to show you what mammoth hair looks like. That is mammoth hair or mammoth fur. It's very coarse. And a lot of times what people will say when they first see this is, that's not mammoth, you got ripped off. No, my friends, that's the real thing. I've got the photographic evidence that it is the real thing. What people don't understand, and this is what the gentleman from Russia told me, is that the mammoth hair is actually this color. It's more blonde or a light brown. He said the dark brown, he says, is from the movies. It's from cartoons, he said. It really doesn't exist. And the mammoth fur is very coarse. You wouldn't want to make a coat out of this. You wouldn't want to wear a wig out of this. It's very, very coarse. And may I, just for 2 seconds, do a commercial break here? We do sell this on Etsy. And this is, I'm going to show you what it looks like. We sell it in increments of 0.2 grams, 5.5 grams, and 1 gram. And you can check it out there. Just go to Etsy and look up Lost World Museum. And that's our commercial. Thank you very much for indulging me. All right, so people ask, what does it smell like? It smells pleasant, actually. It doesn't have a very bad odor or whatnot. But again, it is so coarse. I'm going to let you guys hear what it sounds like. I'm going to rub it against the mic. There you go. Now you've seen me squish, and you've heard what 4,000-year-old mammoth fur sounds like and looks like. And let me show you also. Oh, here's the. Sorry, this was part of the commercial. There you go. Just to get you a sense of, and those baggies are around this big. Okay, so you get an idea of what the mammoth fur size looks like. And that's my commercial. Okay, let's continue on. Let me show you a mammoth tooth, and we're almost done with our presentation. This is a mammoth tooth from, again, Siberia, Russia, and it's a molar. So it's right there is where the top part of the molar is, and it would fit into the jaw. It would look something like this. And let me give you a nice close-up of it. Right here is where the tooth's root or nerve would come out of here and connect into the bottom of the jaw. Awesome. And here, let me just, it's like rock. This seems like softer though up here, like it's like cartilage that's dried up or something. It's fascinating. All right, so you've seen part 1 of a 2-part series. Christmas Day, we're going to do the same thing right around, you'll have to see it in our announcement section on YouTube. It's either going to be 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. I haven't figured that out yet. I don't want to do it too late or too early. But it's going to be there Eastern Standard Time. We're going to do 4 other mammals. We're going to do the Gigantopithecus, which is a large monkey. We're going to do the American lion, which is a huge cat. We're going to also hit the giant beaver and the elephant bird. Not to be missed. All right, here's how you can interface with us. And, oh, wait a minute. Here we go. I've got something to share with you. All right, so here's how you can, if you want, to get our newsletter, Museum Alerts. And when you do, we have a free report that you can download called The 3 Reasons Why Noah's Ark Must Exist, the 3 top reasons. So if you go there right now or anytime after this presentation and subscribe to our weekly newsletter, you get a free report. There you go, and there you have it. Okay, museumalerts.com. So let me just see if there's another shot of the tusks from Yakutsk, Russia, and I'll share with you another slice of what one looks like. That looks like wood, and it's not. It's not. It's very interesting, though. Woolly Mammoth tusk. All right. All right, very good. I'm going to encourage you, as most people do on these things, and that is subscribe. Subscribe to our channel. So that's how you can support us. And we appreciate every single one of you out there that does. All this does is supercharges us to do even more content, buy more of these things with our own money, and share them with you as we collect these, as we learn more. I hope you enjoyed today's presentation. We got one last thing for you. If you really want to connect into us and you want to be alerted when we go on Christmas Day or any other time with new content in our new live presentation, we'll send you a link for free anywhere in the United States and Canada. All you got to do is text that number, 315-509-9075, and just say, "Hey, John," and I'll say, "Hey, Bob, hey, Mary, welcome to the club." And from that point forward, until you decide to opt out, if you ever choose to, you can, you'll get alerted. And there's a little over 100 people at the recording of this presentation that are receiving this, and they seem pretty kind of pleased. So there you go. All right. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us this morning and or evening or afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And we'll see you again on our next YouTube Live. Have a great and wonderful day.